Press F for marked for death everyone, as its turn on the chopping block has finally come. We all know that this is happening, as it's like Naruman Shadow Step all over again. The ability to nuke a room effortlessly is absurd, making a game that is easy, super easy. You can see the full list of changes on your screen, but to keep it short, they are nerfing the range, the damage multiplier, the overall insane nuke damage, and its ability to proc arcane trickery every time you kill a crowd of enemies with marked for death. We will have a separate video about the nerf soon, and how we can make marked for death work on our frames, but for now, let's focus on this Banshee video. As a solo player most of the time, I get attuned to stuff like invisibility to make squishy frames like Banshee survive high-level missions. However, not all missions can be dealt with just arcane trickery. The invisibility chance it provides is too low, especially now that the marked for death combo is gone. So instead of focusing on hiding, I opt out for a build variation that would allow Banshee to go wild even if enemies are seeing her on sight. A normal Banshee will be having a hard time pulling this off, so that is why we need to get her some infested love from the new Helminth system. The first thing I had in mind was to put Equinox Rest and Rage in place on her fourth ability. With the Calm and Frenzy augment, I could somehow spread the sleep of Equinox Night form on other enemies, which pairs well with Silence for this frame's survivability. Not to mention that asleep enemies are susceptible to stealth damage multiplier, making it a great tool with a Resonance Banshee. Most likely, I will be able to kill enemies faster with both stealth multiplier and damage boost from sonar, which will help me keep Banshee alive with Equinox sleep ability. However, my experiment failed since the radius of sleep from Calm and Frenzy augment is too small, even with high range on your build. You can't move around freely with this build, and you will most likely be camping in spot, so you can somehow rely on the sleep ability of Equinox. Good thing that I'm not alone, and I have some people in our community that shares the same interest. Before anything else, I would like to make a massive shout out to CF Chipacabra for sharing his awesome ideas with me. He's one of our team captains for the Xbox community, and if you are looking for team grind on this part of the console area, then he is one of the guys that you can message to join our community on Xbox. The name of his clan is Trinity of Reason, and they are open for new member applications. I will leave his gamer tag below so you can message him directly. Okay, let's get back to business. So anyway, what he suggested to me was putting Mesa's shooting gallery on Banshee. First of all, shooting gallery scales pretty well with range mods. Having just primed Reach in your build will give you 23 meters of crowd control against armed enemies. The only downside of this ability is that it only stuns melee enemies for a short period, leaving a wide gap on this build. Well, that gap can be fixed by its muzzle flash augment. Every time you kill 6 enemies, you can proc blind, which not only stuns enemies for a couple of seconds, but also make them vulnerable to stealth damage multiplier just like Equinox sleep ability, but better. So with an augmented shooting gallery on Banshee, you wouldn't need to worry about building for low range and then going for invisibility setup. Instead, you can go for a range build for Banshee, which will make her 3 abilities somehow synergetic and efficient. By the way, this Helminth combo takes away Soundquake from the picture as we don't need it with Banshee. So the build I'm proposing is a combination of range and power strength, with some added duration. Efficiency wouldn't be a problem since we don't need to cast sonar repetitively, as we will be taking advantage of its resonance augment. Also, the duration of shooting gallery, and as well as silence are pretty decent and enough to give us time to regenerate energy with either Zanuric's energizing dash, or energy orbs dropping from enemies. Also, Arcane Energize would help in maintaining your energy. To add an extra layer of survivability, you can equip Brief Respite, which gives you shields every time you cast an ability. You can abuse the shield gating mechanic with this, and to make sure you won't die, you can add Rolling Guard on your build. Also, you can use this mod to safely recast Shooting Gallery or Silence. Both of these abilities, along with Sonar, should be active at all times. These two allow you to freely roam the map without worrying about being one-shotted by enemies, while Sonar plus the stealth multiplier from Muzzle Flash are the huge damage boosts you need to ensure that you can kill any level enemies without breaking a sweat. Take note that you can further tweak this build to your play style. I put this amount of range as it's perfect for my style, but you might want efficiency or duration instead. So, just use this build as your basis for creating your Muzzle Flash Banshee. So that's all about it. More stuff will be coming soon, so keep your eyes peeled on the videos we will be releasing on our channel. Before we end this video, I would like to apologize for my recent videos as I've made some mistakes that lead to misinformation. Admittedly, I make mistakes as I don't see myself as a pro Warframe player. I'm just an average Joe who loves to experiment with things in the game. I'm always thankful for all of your corrections, as it helps me learn more and improve my builds and setup. So, thank you for your ideas and support. God bless you all. Have a great day. Squad leader signing off.
This is the future. Human error. Evolution. This is the future.